A judge has apparently ordered that the Dominion lawsuit against Fox News can proceed. And in their ruling, and it has revealed some really interesting information about potential legal arguments against Fox News. This is consequential, of course, because it's a $1.6 billion lawsuit that names current and former Fox personalities, including the biggest ones, basically. Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Maria Bartiromo, Jeanine Pirro, Lou Dobbs, a whole bunch of them, saying that they brought on people and knowingly spread false information about Dominion, defaming that corporation. Let me give you a little bit of information from the decision. Judge Eric Davis says Fox possessed countervailing evidence of election fraud from the DOJ, election experts, and Dominion at the time it had been making its statements. The fact that despite this evidence, Fox continued to publish its allegations against Dominion suggests Fox knew the allegations were probably false. And of course, I'm not a defamation lawyer or anything like that, but having like the reasonable reason to believe what you're saying is true is a part of that. And they're saying that that information had been made available to them. They continued for literally months to spread this information. That seems like a pretty important part of a continuing defamation lawsuit, Brett.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you two, like, here's the two sides of my opinion about this. I'll tell you what I think of the fact that this is going on from a personal standpoint, and then also from a legal standpoint. Personally, I think this is amazing. I think it is so perfect that they're getting sued because this group that is all like, you lie, everybody out there is lying and we're telling the truth. They're getting called out for potentially having warped the truth. We got to go through all of this. We got to go through the legal prosecution, the legal battle before we figure out what exactly happened. But like the people who have absolutely warped truth in every way possible are gonna maybe be held accountable for it to the tune of $1 gajillion. And it's mainstream media, and they live and die by like what they can say that's horrible that's still acceptable. Okay, I love the irony. I love the instant justice of it. Second, like this is just allowing the thing to proceed.
Yeah, that's all.
They're fighting, but I just mean they're fighting so hard. Throw it out, and then all their big fans are like, "This is ridiculous and this is insane and the court system is rigged." And the answer is, well, you guys want to make the court system go away. You want to get rid of the rule of law and the adjudication, unless it's part of the judicial system that you've already rigged, that you want to change everything by using political appointments to do that. But I love this infighting between the two of them, the two sides of like,
sure.
Yeah.
Even though it sort of feels like, as in a lot of other things, like the Supreme Court isn't it gonna cut this down at the end? Well, we'll see.
If it's a defamation suit, this is not it depends on if it's criminal or civil, but like if it's just like civil court, they're gonna have to pay a bunch of money. Done.
Probably not $1.6 billion though, but okay, let me read a little bit more from the decision. They said when Fox guests spread or reiterated disinformation about Dominion, Fox did not use the information Dominion provided to correct its guests or to reorient its viewers. Instead, Fox and its personnel pressed their view that considerable evidence connected Dominion to an illegal election fraud conspiracy. Fox News, along with every single news organization across the country, this is Fox, vigorously covered the breaking news surrounding the unprecedented 2020 election, providing full context of every story with in-depth reporting and clear-cut analysis. I mean, that's in response to what the judge is saying, but isn't actually responding to what the judge is saying. You knew that there was reason to believe that what you were saying was not true, but you cravenly brought on other people to say it, knowing they would defame this corporation for the pleasure of your audience. That's what you did. And their own people did it as well. So really fast, let me run through just a few examples. So Maria Bartiromo brought on Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, in the immediate aftermath of the election to spread stuff that they knew was not true. Tucker Carlson had on Mike Lindell even after the inauguration to attack Dominion. This is months into it at this point. Now, was he having Mike Lindell on because he believed him, or was he having Mike Lindell on because My Pillow constituted literally 41% of all of the ads on his channel at that point? I don't know. Is it really weird and sleazy to bring on the guy that advertises on your network to spread lies that are convenient for that? That whole thing seems weird. Like he's buying a spot on your show by advertising a pillow. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There's still a long way to go, Brett. Do you have any final points on this?
I think that's like the peak one of the peak hypocrisies of Tucker Carlson is one, very obviously he's a rich guy that pretends to be for poor people and has never actually done anything for poor people. Even in his criticisms of rich people, he makes weird statements like this guy should be cleaning my pool. And like another one, like they'll never sit next to you at a dinner party, he said recently, like yesterday.
Yeah, he can't help it.
Yeah, he can't help it. He's just
his lens.
The other one is this guy's trying to call out every other corrupt media organization on the planet when really like someone buys their way onto his show. It's like watching quiz show where the host goes, and now a word from, Seagram's. And it's just very obvious what's happening. It's completely ironic. I don't want people to get the wrong impression and say that, listen, you should always parrot whatever a company tells you about their own product. You should definitely be cynical about that. But if Fox purports to be a news organization, they should at least present. I don't even need to say both sides, but at least try to focus on presenting the truth as opposed to just having people come on, give wildly false allegations and try to play both sides of I'm the only real reporter in town. And, I also am advocating nakedly for the president's agenda. And I'm just entertainment.
You're under no obligation, obviously, you're under a reverse obligation to simply repackage whatever corporation says to you. But when it's really base level factual stuff, like you bring on people to say that Dominion overturned the entire election, and Dominion is like, we're in like a tiny fraction of these precincts. Oh, by the way, we're also in these areas where he won, and he won on our machines. And you literally won't even include that information as part of the analysis. Then that goes to potentially an intent to mislead and defame. By the way, one final thing, the judge referenced a previous strategy that Fox has used when there's been legal challenges, saying, although Fox classifies its reporters' remarks as commentary that used loose and hyperbolic rhetoric for entertainment value, even loose and hyperbolic language can be actionable if it rests on false statements of fact undisclosed to viewers.
And it's
super fast.
Yeah. It's on Fox News, not Fox Entertainment. You can't say you're a police officer and do police officer things. Why can you say you're a news organization and only say you're not a news organization in a defense against a defamation or malpractice lawsuit?
Yes, and I would just love that at some point, some Fox viewer would see that their continual defense is, we just lie to our viewers, and there's no reason they should believe it, but apparently some of them do. That should bother their viewers, but at least as of today, it does not. Okay, now with that, we do have to jump into an arguably even more. Oh, by the way, Smartmatic is also suing them for $2.7 billion. So there's a lot of these challenges going forward. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.